Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Today I am very happy to be joined by Miniminter, one of your favorites, one of my favorite pros. Mini, how you doing, man?
What's up, Ash? It's good to be here. I'm doing well.
I'm doing well too. And speaking of doing well, did really well at the end of last season. Came out of nowhere to finish 32nd. Congratulations on that, man.
Thanks, man. I would have finished higher, but didn't really want to risk it the last 13 hours.
I don't blame you. That's like the typical time, at least in my experience, where you reach a trophy that you'd be happy with, a trophy count, and then that's when you like tilt. At least that's what happened to me. So kudos on that idea. So the deck that we're going to be discussing today is going to be this Miner Balloon deck with the Executioner Tornado. I really like this deck. You really like this deck. This is the deck that you used to get to 32nd in the world at the end of the season, which, I don't need to tell you guys that getting there at the end of the season means way more than being like #1 at the beginning of the season. So before we get into this, is actually going to be a really cool video because we're going to do the live. Are you sitting at 9 wins in a grand challenge right now?
Yep, exactly 9.
All right, so we're going to play 10, 11, and 12 live. So win or loss, we'll show it all, and hopefully we'll have a nice 12 win at the end of the video. So before we get to that, just tell us a little bit about the deck. Obviously, we'll cover it as you're playing it as well, but how did you come up with it, and how are we playing it? Is it an aggressive deck? Is it a passive deck? Tell us a little bit about it.
So, how I made the deck, first off, I got the idea from Ace, which he had a killer Miner Balloon Furnace control deck. That's very similar to this, but had goblins and furnace. So I took out the goblins, put in log, and instead of furnace, it has minions. So those are like the only 2 modifications. I'm pretty sure that's about it. And with the deck, you really want to play counter attack, or if they like pump first hand, you like punish the pump with Miner Balloon and do a lot of damage to the tower. And they're not going to be able to counter both of them at the same time, hence they just wasted 6 elixir on a pump. So
awesome. So yeah, and I should have given a big shout out to Ace originally too. He actually played a very similar deck, and I really like the modifications that you made, though. It just makes it a little bit less control-y, a little bit more aggressive in my mind, at least. Can you talk a little bit before we get into the live match here? Can you talk about, you said it's mainly like a defensive first deck unless they pump when you're trying to punish them. When are you using the balloon? Is it like tell us a little bit about the balloon play in this deck? Obviously, we're used to like lava loon, we're used to giant loon, but it's been a while since I've shared, maybe since Pompeo, that I've shared just like a sheer balloon deck. So, tell us a little bit about when you are and when you aren't using the balloon. Maybe when you aren't might be even more important.
Okay, so first off, you never want to go in with a balloon as the first play. It's the worst idea in the world.
Okay.
And like as the match progresses, you like see that they only have a limited amount of air counters, and once they place those down, you just go other lane with balloon. Like for example, if I'm playing a 3 musketeer player and they only have like 3 musketeers and minion horde, they like put 3 musketeers in the back, or they just pumped up and don't have enough for the 3 musketeers, I'll go balloon, and like 1 second after, knowing that they have minion horde, executioner, and just completely take out the minion horde before it can do like minimal damage to the balloon and take the tower.
Okay, I like that. I like the way you put that too. It's pretty self-explanatory that essentially, at least how I look at most decks, almost maybe every deck, is that and maybe you disagree with this, but be honest, is like every deck in my mind has an element of bait to it almost. Like you kind of mentioned with this deck, you're trying to bait out their air counters so you can hit the other lane hard with balloon, or if they don't have them in cycle and rotation, then you can use your balloon more safely. Do you kind of agree with that assessment in terms of like there is kind of a bait element to every deck that you're playing pretty much?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like for example, if they have Night Witch, which spawns the bats as your only air counter, you could like miner the other side, which makes them spend the Night Witch, which is also a ground targeting troop, and then you just loom the other side and do massive damage to the tower. It's definitely all about the bait.
Okay, nice. Well, let's go ahead and hop into a match. I have plenty more questions, but let's get some action going.
All right, let's go.
All right, we are in. Okay, well, let's talk about your starting hand and starting plays with this deck as we're getting into the match.
Alright, well this is probably one of the worst starting hands I can get. I had Knight, Log, Tornado, and Fireball, and now I only have Balloons, so I'm don't have XA for this, which is really bad.
Okay.
So I would have fireballed that, but I don't really want to risk it. And now I have miner, so this is where it gets sad, guys. Just gotta do that. And now I don't really have a choice to fireball.
Okay.
That's gonna be decent damage. Could have been a lot worse though.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with this deck. If Executioner is your last card, it can cost you the match right away. Or Tornado. Like, I didn't even have Tornado for that Hog Rider.
Very, very
that
rough
sucks.
that you couldn't even cycle to Tornado there. Definitely the worst starting hand. Now, if you have a really bad starting hand like that, would you ever just go send in like a... It seems like a really bad idea to send in like a solo miner for chip damage or a miner and minions just because what if they pump afterwards, right?
Yeah, but that's true. But he plays down Night Witch, so not most Night Witch decks have pump.
Boom! You hit it.
He pulls it to the King Tower. That's good. But I'm just gonna go in with miner minions here, just because he just uses Executioner. Yeah, he's gonna have to waste his Night Witch on that and a Night Spirit, which is really good for me.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, now we're just gonna Tornado that Hog to the King Tower. It's gonna get one hit. All right, no fail tornadoes here.
Awesome. So I feel like things just kind of shifted into your favor now that you kind of fixed your rotation. A little bit.
Debatable because he's got the damage advantage and he's got really good counters. Plus he's got that lightning if I want to defend his hog for my XA. All right, I'm gonna have to go with Naked Loon again. He's just gonna Tornado it. Yep. Damn, that actually got range. Alright, here I'm just trying to not place my troops in the lightning range. I'm going to miner and then preemptive log because I know that he has goblins, but he's not even going to go for it. This is really not an ideal situation for me right now. Tornado that. Just all comes down to the hardening.
That was actually really good for you.
Yeah, hopefully I can get this tower before time runs out. Oh, let's go. Night Witch other lane.
Awesome.
He's got lightning, but I can't do anything about it.
Come on.
No way.
Ooh.
Oh my god, that actually got a hit. What is that?
Jeez, that's crazy. Come on, baby. Come on. Get fireball.
Let's go.
Boom! Oh, shoot. Man, that was such a tough match because he had so many counters to everything that you had, and I didn't want to ask you like all the questions that maybe the viewers at home could see me like, I'm not gonna say anything, but good job.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the closest matches I've had in this Grand Challenge, if not the closest.
Can you?
He had
sorry, go ahead.
Really good counters to me.
Can you share that replay and can we just watch it back real quickly in like double time?
Yep, let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna press pause at the beginning. Are you there?
All right. Yep, I'm there.
I'm gonna press pause and then go to double time at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, play, double time. Yeah, so maybe just talk us through again, just through your thought process, because I know it was such a close match. You weren't able to provide a ton of commentary, or maybe what you could have done differently too.
There I could have opted to go with the fireball on the Night Witch, but I opted to play it safe. And as we were talking about bait before, Hog Goblins is really punishing if you don't have the log, and that costed me a lot of damage at the start. And now I'm just waiting for him to play something so I can go with the Loon.
When someone opens with a Night Witch, you don't necessarily kind of take them for a Hog deck either. Like, at least that's not my first guess.
Nah, it could be Giant, Night Witch, Bandit, Miner. Or it could be 3 Muskies even. 3 Muskie, Bridge Spam.
Just a total random question is, when you send in your miner, obviously you want to diversify your locations on the crown tower. Do you have any rhyme or reason or when you're doing that, or is it just kind of gut call?
So, like, if we're, like, starting a match and I just have to miner because I have no other play, I'm going to do it on, like, the left top or bottom tile because it's one of the most unpredictable spots in the game. And it usually always gets so much damage.
Okay, the left, right where you just put that miner?
Yep,
okay.
Right there.
And then as the match progresses, you're just gonna keep cycling to where you put them basically. And if you have to combo the log, you'll put them in front of the tower.
Yep, like right there at the end
Yep.
where I did the miner log, it won me the game. If I didn't log, the goblins would have killed the miner.
Absolutely.
And the fireball wouldn't have done enough.
And those are
But I think that I could have lightning blocked with the minions because the tower was at 136 and minions have 190. So I could have done it as a last resort if I didn't kill the tower.
All right, let's hop into next game, man.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, there's definitely a pro play, even though it's like it's a pretty obvious play that you should log miner in front of the tower if they have goblins in cycle, but it's also like one of those mistakes that like novices like me sometimes makes is like there's so much going on at the end of the match that you're just like, boom boom, you know?
Yeah. Alright, so you play Night Witch. I'm just gonna XA to get that out of the way. Great counter in Night Witch, one of the best in the game.
Definitely a better starting hand, I assume.
Yep. I don't have log for this. Oh, alright, so
Nato.
I'm pretty sure he's running 3 Musketeers, and I think I'm gonna have to, I just gotta let that go. It's gonna do a lot of damage. But here I can go with XA Balloon and have the Balloon tank for the low health XE. And if he's running 3 Musk, he's not gonna be able to counter this. So, yeah, that's gonna be the tower. If not, leave it really low. No, yeah, that's tower gone.
Wow, great play there. See, that's another mistake that a noob like me, I probably would have like NATO'd or something on those minions and over defended there.
Yeah, no, it's not a good play. Just
Minnie's like, yeah, dude, you suck. Shut up.
It's a process, man. It's a
no,
process.
honestly though, like a good follow-up question would be that like, how did you know not to let those minions go? I mean, it was a minion horde and a lot. I forgot what else. A knight or something coming at you, or excuse me, a night witch rather.
It was a ram.
A ram, yeah. A ram and minion horde coming at you, and you just had the wherewithal to just like defend a little bit with a knight and minions, but not over defend. Was that because you knew you wanted to hit the opposite lane?
Oh, what is that tornado pull?
Jeez.
Oh god. That's one of the things I really dislike about Tornado.
There's the heal.
He's got heal. Man, I wonder how much thought process he had to put into putting that heal on those 3 Musketeers.
Hey, balance change is coming up soon, man. Fear not.
Thank God. Alright, that was a bad battle ram. That's going to die to the minions in the night. Not going to touch my tower.
Awesome.
And he's got minion horde right now, so I'm just going to do this. Oh,
wow.
It worked perfectly.
What a prediction play, dude.
Thanks, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
you're finessing this guy at this point.
Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna split 1 minute and 1 minion to go to Night Witch if the best. Yeah. Alright, no, you're not touching my tower, buddy.
I love the
pull that pack back.
I love that Minnie gives the real life smack talk on channel. You're the only pro who does that. That's beautiful.
Alright, that other tower is gone. But I still don't want you to take my tower.
Wow, I can't believe this was the 11th win, man. You made it look really easy, even though it wasn't.
I mean, as I said, or didn't, I don't know if I did, but Executioner Tornado really like manhandles anything in the game. So that's what this deck really relies on, is that counter push. So that's the only reason I got that win, because he had a P.E.K.K.A. And if he caught me with a P.E.K.K.A. out of cycle, with my XA out of cycle, he would have punished me really hard at taking a tower. Probably won the game.
Yeah. All right, let's go win the. Let's go. Hopefully, win number 12, man.
All right, hopefully.
How many challenges have you won with this deck? Or obviously, you're not really playing it on max account on challenges, but would you say this is a pretty reliable 12-win deck?
Yeah, I've gotten around like 15 to 20 12 wins with it. So yeah, it's definitely reliable.
Whoa, awesome. Good job.
Thanks.
How's your starting hand here?
I've got a really good starting hand. I don't have NATO, but I have all the troops to counter. Yep, there we go.
Hey, 3 matches and 3 Night Witches in the back, and people say it's not an OP card.
Battle Ram, yeah. Night Log's gonna take care of this. Ooh, that was a bit overcommit.
So now that you've identified his overcommitment there, are you gonna go hard on the left here?
Yep. He doesn't have anything for minions, balloons, so I'm gonna go with minions to follow up the balloon. And the balloon is tanking for the XA, which is great. And that bandit's gonna die to the minions too, I think, / hope. It's gonna get a charge on the tower, but whatever, that tower's gone.
Wow. Unbelievable. I can't believe that he committed to that poison early on.
Yeah, that was a really bad overcommitment play by him. And I'm leading an elixir. Right. All right, you want to do that?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Here comes NATO.
That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Actually, tornado. Just OP.
It is a great, great combo.
I don't think that people realize the potential that it has to counter pretty much anything in the game.
Yeah, would you add like Executioner Tornado to basically any archetype? Like to me, sometimes I think about this like on my own, like why can't you throw like Exe Tornado into like whatever, Lava Lunar, Golem Beatdown, like a deck that you typically don't see it in just because it's so strong? Do you like advocate for that, or do you just stick to the normal kind of?
Well, you got to keep in mind that it's an 8 elixir combo, and with Lava Loon, you're not going to have the most elixir to use the combo. Dang it, Bandit. But if it's like a really heavy deck, I wouldn't recommend putting it in.
Okay. How about just solo Tornado as opposed to like, you know, a defensive card or something in a heavier deck?
Yeah, Tornado works like probably the equivalent of a Knight in some scenarios, but a Knight's not going to counter a solo Hog, and that's something that Tornado does do. So, alright, that Bandit's not going to cross the river. He's going to Battle Ram me now. So, and he's going to Poison, so hopefully this doesn't touch my tower. Nah, that's not touching me. Alright, Poison does 240, so I don't think he's going to be able to take it with an... Alright, he's going to lock. That's bad for me. Fireball that Bandit. Did I miss that? No. Alright. I'm just gonna actually in the back, see what he does.
Into double elixir. Well, let's just finish the match. Forget it.
All right. Oh, how did that lock onto my balloon?
God.
Please get it one shot.
That was awful. I thought for
sure.
There's
gonna be a big push for him. Oh god. Alright, he's probably gonna Inferno Drag, so let's just miner up there to not let it lock onto my balloon. And just pull that back.
Nice.
That should be game.
Boom.
Yep.
Got it,
That's
man.
game.
All right, Mini, I got to ask you. You have a lot of swagger, and you're known for it. Do you think you're the best player in the game, or on any given day, do you think you can beat anybody, or where do you put yourself, honestly, in terms of skill tier?
I'd definitely say top 25 in the world.
Okay.
And
I think that's fair.
Yeah, it's definitely fair. Because there's lots of, like, for example, ladder players that finish really high and, like, aren't well known in the community, so you got to take that into account. And I'd say I can beat pretty much anyone on any given day.
You just need to turn 16,
if not, then... Yep, I'm waiting so much for that day. You'll see you in the Fall Crown Championship 2018.
I hope so, man. I hope to meet you there because it's you always perform so well when you're on my channel. And one of the things I like about you is, like, you never feel like... It doesn't feel like you get super frustrated or super in your own head. Maybe you do. Like, do you ever tilt and rage at home, or you seem like you can recover pretty easily?
Tilt. Don't get me started on tilt. That's one of the worst things that happens to me before end of season. Oh god.
Oh no, I stand corrected.
I tilt like 500 trophies at one point, like 5 days before the season ends.
Ah, that sucks, man. Do you have any I mean, as a tilter yourself, do you have any advice for people out there? You know, what do you do when you lose a bunch in a row? You just put the app away, put the phone away, whatever.
If you're in a hole, don't keep on digging.
Yeah. Do you switch decks if you go on a losing streak, or do you try to stick with the same deck and just take a break?
Depends on my mentality. Like, if I feel that I'm getting hard countered, like, every game, I would switch decks. Or I would be like, oh, look, one counter, let's try and stick with the same deck, just hopefully not get hard countered again. And usually I just put on, like, take a 20-minute break, put on music, and then just, like, start zooming up again.
Nice. That's good advice. Well, Mini, man, it's been a pleasure. Congrats on the 12 win. It's been a pleasure having you on the channel, as always. Do you have any shout-outs, anything like that we should know about before we let you go?
Just follow my Twitter, Miniminter_CR, linked in the description, I hope.
Yeah, of course.
Shout out to Mega Smiley, one of the best clans. We're getting good again. Currently leading RPL NA.
Woo!
So,
Congrats, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw. I
We're looking to
saw. I
win
think
now.
last night that you 3-1 somebody. I forgot who you were playing, but or maybe the night before. Either way, big things
Yesterday
going
was
on.
Clash Evolved. So.
Oh, okay. Well, congrats, man, and thanks again for coming on the channel. It's been a pleasure reviewing the deck and talking to you.
It's been a pleasure being here, man, as always.
All right, dude. Take it easy. And guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I thought there was a really good gameplay and good insight into this deck by Mini. Make sure you check out my YouTube partner, Bren Chong. His information is in the description below as always. And as always, take care, guys.